Hello everyone, this is Susan. This is a video of me testing this new sketchbook. It's quite inexpensive, so I thought I'd give it a try. And at the same time, I also wanted to try this Sakura Mat watercolor 12 set. It's also very inexpensive, and I thought, let me give it a go. So let's go. We are going to draw fruits, these 4 fruits, right now, and I have basically set up my watercolor palette and squeezed out all the 12 colors. So I'm gonna start with mixing a lemon yellow, which is the lightest yellow in the entire palette. And there is also a slightly warmer yellow that I mix next to it, just so I'm ready if I needed a little bit darker yellow. Direct sketching of the bananas. Adding water to spread the color out. Paper looks pretty good, holding up pretty good, and the paint is pretty vibrant. And yeah, with the slightly darker yellow, I've now started to draw or sketch out the lemon. That is a flat wash on the lemon that you see there. And then now I'm adding an orange. I call it an orange, it's actually the red. It's the warm red, just like that, as the base color for my tomatoes. This is a flat wash as well. It goes down pretty nicely. Paper is handling it very nicely. And then I added a little bit of the carmine, which is a bit of pink red, as the second value on the top side and the slightly bottom side of the tomatoes. Back to the orange, and this time I'm mixing it with that yellow, the dark yellow previously there. And this is going to create the base color or the local color of my orange. Pretty good, goes pretty nicely and smoothly. There's no streakiness. And then the same mix of reddish, pinkish red just now, I added to the bottom of the orange for value. And then I thought perhaps the top part of the orange actually needed a little bit more warmth, so I added a bit of yellow right on top. And then I cleaned my brush. The next color I'm mixing right now is the yellow ochre with a bit of the dark yellow. And that will be the first shadow tone for the lemon, and adding a bit of water to try to blend the tips so it's smooth. And then going back to the bananas, I'm mixing a light green just to give the banana a little more definition, highlight of high definition rather. On the lower part and the top side, just very light green. The green on the banana, if you see there, is actually very, it's like a tinge. Now I'm mixing a brown and a bit of black to add to the tip of the banana at the tip there. You can see that my paint has bleed slightly to the lemon, but I would leave that. Might be useful later. Back to the same mix again of dark brown with a little bit of black. I am now creating the second layer of the cast shadow. First on the orange, and then I'm moving to the tomatoes, same color, And as I do that, I started adding it into the shadow as well. The cast shadows, yeah. Adding a bit definition on the tip there of my lemon. And there you go. The slightly bleedy color just now is now blended into the cast shadow. No biggie. So I thought I'd go back to the orange again and actually add also the shadows, the cast shadows up there. So to keep all these shadow colors consistent, I managed to have enough mix there to also have a cast shadow on the bananas, same color. It will likely need to be darkened later, but this is just the first layer. The first layer, even though if it's too light, it gives you an idea of how nice it would be when you're darkening it later. So what I'm doing here is adding a little bit brown on the bananas because it's not pure yellow. And also a little more definition on the lemon. I am putting some black on my palette and then back to the brown and mixing a brown-black sort of mix. So this is going to be a pointy and darker shadows. So another layer of cast shadows on all the base on the bottom of the fruits. I need to be careful because my banana is not completely dry yet. You can sort of see it. So I need to be careful with the edges, use the tips. And I'm also widening my shadow there. And as I do that, I give my lemon a bit more definition with the same color. Okay. You see me thinking there for a minute. What's next? Now I'm back to the brown, sort of, and using that, I use just the tip of the brush to create a line faintly to create those little stripes that you can see on the bananas. And with that same color, I thought, let me just go around second time again. I'm trying to make this lemon a bit more rounded, a little more volume on it. And then back to my red to just add a little more intensity to the surface of my tomatoes. Trying to leave quite a bit of space in the middle there where you can see the highlight shiny. And then back to mixing black into the black-brown mix that I just done. Now this is another layer of very small and very deep cast shadows on all the fruit because it felt like it needed that contrast, and when I put it down it did need that, but I did not go all the way to, I didn't go dark. It's too dark, but it's also, it's not too dark, sorry, it's dark, it's nice and dark, but it's kind of too pointy, so I added a bit of water and I spread it out and expanded the shadow a little bit more, and it looked better this way. So now the shadows are a bit more diffused. At the same time, it also has a defined shadow right underneath the fruits. So that is what I want, to try and get the three-dimensionality. And then a bit more green on just the tip. Notice how little of the paint that I need to create this. Thank you for watching.